What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big John here, back again with another video. So this week, the Super Mario Bros. Movie comes out. I'm going to see it this Friday evening, and I'm really excited to see this film. And as most of you guys may already know, I am a huge fan of the Super Mario Bros. Franchise. I grew up with this franchise since I was around 4 to 5 years old, with Super Mario 64 being the first Mario game and video game I have ever played. Ever since that very game, I have been hooked on to the Mario series ever since then, and got me to video games as a whole. So, in today's video, I'm going to be doing my top 10 best Mario games in celebration of the Super Mario Bros. Movie coming out this week. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. And if your favorite Mario game didn't make this list, please don't be mad. Just understand that this is my personal opinion on which Mario game stands out to me the most. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Starting off at number 10 on the list is Super Mario Sunshine. I actually got this game back on the GameCube in Christmas of 2002, which was actually my first GameCube game. And Super Mario Sunshine, I'll come out there and say it right now, it's still a good game, but it's my least favorite 3D Mario game. And I'm going to explain why. Well, first off, it uses the same gameplay formula that it takes from Super Mario 64, but the problem is that the structure is very too linear and not really open-ended like Mario 64, where each of the missions you have to get the certain shine sprite in each of those missions, right? And as opposed to Mario 64, where you can get any Power Star in any form level without any restrictions, minus a couple others though, it really definitely hurt the game's open-ended environment, if you know what I mean. And the mission structures themselves, though, and the missions entirely, they're really not all that well designed properly, though, if I were to be honest with you. And it's pretty difficult, to be honest with you. And going for 100% completion in this game, as opposed to Mario 64, it's definitely inferior and quite frustrating, to be honest with you. Like, for example, the blue coin missions, though. I absolutely hated getting the blue coins in Super Mario Sunshine. There are a total of 120 shine sprites in the game altogether, but it's not really worth getting, though, because once you get all 120 shine sprites and defeat Bowser, all you're treated with is that lackluster postcard ending, and it's just not worth it, though. I mean, playing the game regularly, Mario Sunshine is still a great game to play, and I would still recommend playing it for you Mario fans out there, though. But in terms of going for completion standards, though, and the 3D Mario games in general, this is definitely the weakest 3D Mario game in my personal opinion, so yeah, definitely not a great game. Still a good game, but not really high tier, though. Still a lot of fun. Number 9 on my list, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Now, when it comes to the New Super Mario Bros. Franchises, I have only played, like, the Wii game and the Wii U game. I really haven't played New Super Mario Bros. On DS, or a sequel on the 3DS, I should say. But New Super Mario Bros. Wii was really the game that I personally believe is the absolute best in the series, and my personal favorite too. The fact that this was the first home console 2D Mario game we got since Super Mario World was very outstanding when it first came out back in 2009. And I would like to say that while level design is not really what I call original, but I thought with the 4-player chaos in this game and the Propel Suit power-ups, I really definitely think this is one of my favorite of the New Super Mario Bros. Games, and one of my favorite 2D Mario games in general. There are better ones out there, though, in my personal opinion, though, which I'll get into later in the list. But this is definitely a 2D Mario game that I had a lot of fun with, though, playing as in my teenage years, growing up with the Nintendo Wii. It's definitely a lot of fun, and definitely holds a strong spot in my heart, and I definitely will look to go back to it sometime and time again, though, guys. And I really do like this game, and it's a lot of fun that I still cherish for it to this very day. Number 8, Super Mario 64. Now, again, as I said multiple times, this was the first video game I've ever played, and Super Mario 64 holds a strong spot in my heart. This was actually the first 3D platform we had during the 90s with the Sony PlayStation and Nintendo 64. And when we have Mario in the open sandbox gameplay, where instead of going from level to level and completing the goal line, This is actually a game where you go into many different worlds inside Peach's castle to collect power stars to get as many as you can to defeat Bowser in the end of the game. And you actually can go collect a total of 120 power stars, which in the reward itself though, you only get to see Yoshi on top of Peach's castle and get 100 lives as a reward though, which may be not a lot though, but I still find it worth a while though. And while the game is definitely outdated in terms of the arcade controls and the camera definitely haven't aged well at all though, it is still a really fun game that I had a lot of memories of playing when I was a kid, back when I had my original N64. And while I no longer own my own N64 copy because I don't no longer have one and my original N64 doesn't work anymore, rest in peace, good friend, it's definitely a good game to play for. You can play it on the virtual console. Well, I'm pretty sure it's shut down now, but if you still have it, you can still play it though. But definitely the best way to play right now is on the N64, Nintendo Switch Online, and Super Mario 3D All-Stars. This is definitely a classic right there. I definitely recommend you guys playing as well though. This is definitely a great 3D Mario game. And while there's definitely been some better ones that have aged better though, this is still a classic in my opinion that you definitely should give it a try. Number 7, Super Mario 3D Land. Okay, so I will come out and say right now, when it comes to Mario and the handheld games, I really don't spend much time on them, to be honest with you though. I've played a couple of the Super Mario Land games, and yeah, that's pretty much about it though. When it comes to Mario, I mostly play the home console games as well as a few others though. I've played a little bit of Mario spin-off games like the Mario Luigi series, for example, but when it comes to main Mario platformers, I'm always on home console. But 3D Land, I made one exception. Now, I didn't get this game when it first came out back in 2011. I originally got my 3DS in 2014, and I didn't get this game until years later, though, because it was a game that I was aware of, but I kind of put it myself under the radar at the time, though. But when I finally picked it up, though, I really did enjoy this game, though. It's really a 3D Mario game using 2D Mario level design in a 3D environment, though, where you collect the star coins, and you go from level to level, from World 1 to 8, like you would see a classic Mario design in terms of gameplay. And it was definitely the return of the Tanuki suits, which haven't appeared in a Mario game since Super Mario Bros. 3. That's crazy to think right there, guys. So, but this is definitely a Mario game that I had a lot of fun playing on my 3DS though, and I'm still trying to go for 100% completion though, because that final level though, pain as hell, y'all. But what can you say though? This is still a really good Mario game that I definitely recommend playing on your 3DS, and I definitely hold a strong spot in my heart though, for real. Number 6, Super Mario Bros. 3. Now, this is definitely one of my favorite 2D Mario games of all time though, in terms of the NES Mario games. This was the Mario game that really improved those mechanics of what made the first 2 Mario Bros. Games great. Even the USA version of Super Mario Bros. 2, and yes, even the infamous Lost Levels. But this game really, right there though, had really creative level design, all those different Mario powers. You had the Hammer Brothers suit, you had Frog Mario, you had Cape Mario, you had Tanuki Mario, excuse me. Main different power was that you can explore with though, where you go and fight the 7 Koopa lanes, which made their debut in this game, should I say. And this was also really a childhood classic of mine, but I first played it on the Wii Virtual Console, and I remember that game really pissed me off because the difficulty in that game though is really hit and miss though, to be honest with you though, which I would definitely not play until I played it on the Nintendo Switch Online though, which has definitely made a lot more fun for me nowadays, and then I was a teenager back then, now as opposed to me being an adult now. But this is still a game that I hold a lot of good memories for, and I definitely recommend you guys definitely play this game right there. Again, you can play it on Nintendo Switch Online, and what are you waiting for? Go play it! But still, hold a strong spot on my heart though, and I really enjoy this game from the bottom of my heart. Number 5, Super Mario 3D World. Now, okay, I first played this game when I first got my Wii U back in 2013, and I originally bought the game around a few months later though, because I was still in college at the time. I didn't really have a job then, so. But Super Mario 3D World was definitely a game I had a lot of fun memories for, and this is a game that I actually played before buying Super Mario 3D Land though, because again, I was mostly a home console Mario fanboy as opposed to handheld. But 3D World, while it's definitely not as good, I would say, as the Galaxy game, for example, this was a game I had a lot of fun with, though, especially where you control Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad in this game as well, though. And you can eventually unlock Rosalina in post-game. That was really cool to have at the time there, and the multiplayer madness, though. You saw Super Mario Bros. Wii was chaotic, though. You have not seen this game, though. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you right there, though, but the Katsu power-ups, though, were a lot of fun, too. Definitely one of my favorite Mario power-ups in this game, and I'm really happy that that power-up is going to be returning in the Mario Bros. Movie as well, though. Really cool stuff to see right there, guys. So, yeah, 3D World is definitely a great time to be played, but I definitely recommend playing the Nintendo Switch version, though, because that game also has Bowser's Fury, though. And when I first bought 3D World plus Bowser's Fury on the Switch, though, I immediately went to Bowser's Fury because I was more interested in that game right there, though. And it's definitely a really great time, though. Definitely had the 3D elements of what made Odyssey great, using the powers from 3D World. And I really enjoyed this game. I definitely am curious to see what they could use in future Mario games using that formula in Bowser's Fury. Yeah, it's short, but it's definitely a lot of fun. And even that port of Mario 3D World improved in terms of the speed mechanics and the ways you can play the game instead of using the Wii U gamepad. Definitely the best way to play 3D World in my personal opinion. So if you haven't played already, go ahead and check it out right now. Number 4, Super Mario Galaxy. As a 14-year-old boy when the game first came out on the Wii back in 2007, this was definitely a childhood classic of mine back on the original Wii. I remember when I first got my Wii in Christmas of that year, and one of the games I bought afterwards was Super Mario Galaxy. I remember saving on my money just to play the game, and when I first played on my Wii, I could not stop. And while the game is definitely more linear than Sunshine and 64, though, it made up for it with its incredible level design, incredible controls with the Wii motion controls at the time, though, and this overall fun gameplay, though. It was definitely a game where it stepped up from what made 64 and Sunshine great, especially from Sunshine, though, because again, while Sunshine was definitely frustrating in terms of what challenge you can do right there, though, Galaxy improved that minigame a lot more balanced, though. It's still pretty challenging, though, but it's still a lot of fun I had playing the game, though. And this is actually the first 3D Mario game where you can play as Luigi, though. This is actually the second game where you can play as Luigi and go for 120 stars as well, though, where you unlock the final hidden level of the game, which is actually the Stars Festival from the intro of the game as well, though. And you can get 121 stars for both Mario and Luigi for 100% completion. And that was something that I thought was really cool at the time when I was a younger kid. And I didn't really get the 100% completion until a few years later as an adult, though. But Galaxy is still a great game that had to be played with, though, whether it's on the original Wii or the Switch version with the Mario 3D All-Stars. Seriously, why isn't Galaxy 2 in that collection? But this is definitely a game that you definitely should play regardless of which version you had, though. Mario Galaxy is a classic, for real. Speaking of Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2. I remember getting this game back in 2010 when I was around 10th grade in high school, and then when it first came out, that was a day one purchase for me, and I could not wait to play the game. Everything that made Galaxy 1 great, Galaxy 2 expanded upon it even more, with its same level design structure, with definitely a lot more focuses on the 2D platforming as well as 3D gameplay, and with Yoshi being the main part of the game as well, though. What more could I ask for, though? And yeah, maybe people are going to say it's definitely an expansion, and in one ways it is, but at the same time, though, Galaxy 2 was still a fantastic game, but I thought it did better than the first game. Galaxy 2 right there was just something that I really cherished, though, growing up, and at the time was my favorite 3D Mario game because of all the things that Galaxy 2 introduced, though. And the structure of where you can go for different galaxies was definitely more similar to how you played it in the 2D Mario game like Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. This was definitely a game that holds a strong place in my heart, though, where to this very day, I'm still trying to get that final star, though. You know what I'm talking about. Grand Finale Galaxy, where if you die in one hit, you start all over again, no checkpoints. Oh, that was a pain, but still love this game, and it's still something that I definitely recommend you playing, though. Seriously, Nintendo, why isn't this game on the Nintendo Switch already? Number 2, Super Mario World. Now, this game was definitely a childhood classic of mine. I first got my experience of Super Mario World when I was around, elementary school age level, and my uncle actually had a copy of this game on his Super Nintendo. I remember coming over to my grandmother's house where the Super Nintendo was hooked up in, and I remember playing Super Mario World, and let's just say, at the time as a young kid playing video games, I sucked. But Super Mario World was always a game that I always go back and play when I was younger, and just when I was close to being the final battle of Bowser, Mongol deleted my save file. Thanks a lot, Unc. But Super Mario World is definitely my favorite 2D Mario game of all time. Everything that made the first 3 games on the NES great, well, 4 games if you want to count the lost levels anyway, but everything that made those games great back in the NES, though, they nearly perfected it in Super Mario World. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more cool, a bit more epic, and everything you can experience on the then 16-bit console Super Nintendo. Hey, come on now, it's a classic commercial back in the 90s, what can I really say? But Super Mario World is definitely a 2D Mario game that, to this very day, even with the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise, they don't go even close to what Mario World did and everything. The music, the first playable debut of Yoshi, the level design, the challenging difficulty, and only thing that I found a little weak was the bosses between the Koopa Links, though. The castles that you play in the levels you face them, though, were a lot challenging as hell, but the Koopa Links themselves were, well, pathetic. But other than that, though, with all these challenging level designs, though, amazing gameplay, and secrets to unlock with secret levels that you eventually can find yourself on the Star Road, Super Mario World is definitely a classic of mine that you definitely need to play this game, though. You can definitely play it on Nintendo Switch Online, though. I already played it, though. I have it on my Wii U Virtual Console as well. So, hey, whatever you got, though, play this game. My favorite 2D Mario game, hands down, no question about it. And my #1 favorite Mario game of all time, Super Mario Odyssey. What can I say about this game? This Mario game was the return of the 3D sandbox games that we come to know love in Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine. Only difference is, instead of going from one mission and one level to get the star or shine sprite, and then you exit a level to come back in there, though, where you have to collect power moves in this game. This time, though, the power moves are scattered all across each of the kingdoms you visited, and each time you collect a power room, you're not ejected out of a level. You can continue on throughout exploring the worlds you're in, and continue as much power moves you can before facing that kingdom's boss. And this was a day one purchase of me when I first got Mario Odyssey back in Nintendo Switch in 2017, and this was definitely a Mario game that I could not put down. I spent hours and hours playing this game, exploring the kingdom, collecting the power moons, collecting the souvenirs, you name it, and collecting the costumes as well. Mario Odyssey is definitely my favorite 3D Mario game of all time, and my favorite Mario game altogether. It felt like everything that made the Mario series great was built up in this one package right there. Seriously. Mario Odyssey just did everything so right, capturing different enemies, which they felt like their own power-ups instead of using powers traditionally, made this game even more special for me, though. Cappy was an excellent mechanic in the game, and definitely utilizes about exploration and gimmicks that can be used in Mario games, only, doing it properly, though. Because, hey, nothing against Flood and everything, though, but Flood was definitely a little bit something I thought was underused. But Cappy, they got it right with this one, though, and I could not be any more happy with this, though. So, yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, favorite 3D Mario game, favorite Mario game altogether, no question about it. And that's it, guys. Those are my top 10 lists of Super Mario Bros. Games. And I really hope you enjoyed this video, though. And again, if any Mario game did not make this list I didn't mention, though, please understand, this is only my personal opinion, and I hope you guys continue to respect my opinion and understand where my thoughts are coming from in this video. And again, this is unscripted, though, so if I was blabbering, though, I do apologize. I just want to speak these games from the top of my heart about how I personally feel about these games growing up from my kid years all the way to adulthood. But anyway, let me know in the comment section down below, what are your favorite Mario games of all time? I would definitely love to hear your thoughts about this, though. And be sure to subscribe to his channel for more movie content as well, and more video game content in general, though. I definitely appreciate your love and support on his channel, guys. And I really hope you go see the Super Mario Bros. Movie this week, though. I definitely will be, though, and do a review on it as well. But until next time, this is Big John signing off. Have a good day, everybody. Take it easy.